Go on departure, American 1634. Roger, have a good one. Thanks for helping us. DFW Tower, RNAV 2 B Park on the 18 left, looks like that. RNAV to B Park, 18 left, clear for takeoff, American 1687. Cross 18 right at Alpha and hold stroke 18 left, American 969.
All right, so we're 12 minutes late, but that only makes it more after dark here at Runway DFW. It's Walt here from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. We are coming to you from the Founders Plaza location here. Specifically, we are high atop the F-150 Super SAMU, the Sprinkler Avoidance Mobile Unit. And we will be here with you, hopefully this time until midnight on this Friday, August 18th, 2023. So stick around with us if you would. It's, we had kind of a tight, there wasn't much parking available this evening. I was kind of surprised. I thought since it's, I don't know, 101 degrees and the sun has already gone down, I figured maybe nobody would be here, but I was wrong. So let us get to the aircraft. Thank you all for coming in, and I apologize for the delay in popping on here. Let me see what's happening, make sure we're not missing anything. Well, I've got a plane going out. Our first departure of the evening, it's American Flight 2806 to Minneapolis, St. Paul, 737-800. And because we're coming to you from the back of a pickup truck, and I've got an array of obstacles underfoot. You may see a bounce or two here this evening. There is the plane of which we spoke. Try to rearrange some of these bags and boxes. I haven't done a back of truck show in a while, and it always takes a little getting used to. So as you may know, we've had some hot weather here. We're in for quite a stretch of toasty weather here in Dallas-Fort Worth. We had a couple of days of moderate temperatures, moderate for summertime here, but now we're back on board with this heat wave. And hold on, I'm still getting my tripod all squared away here. It's not loosened up. I'm gonna have to pass on this one while I get everything all loosed up here.
So take off 18 left, RNAV, American 810.
Meanwhile, enjoy this shot of one of 4 UPS MD-11s, which are across from us here at the big airport.
18 left, line point, Rex 340.
Well, let's see if our tripod can cooperate with this plane going out, which I have lost track of as far as what it is.
Tower American 1411, we're about a mile and a half outside Natty. Good evening. 18 right, we are cleared to land American 1411. American 810, we'll see you. RNAV Blair, clear for takeoff 18 left, American 348.
Now it occurs to me that I have not yet had an opportunity to greet those of you who have had something to say in the chat room, so let me get organized here.
White left runway envoy 3736.
There is a little breeze blowing on us this evening, so it's not as bad as it could be.
RNF depart on line up here for takeoff on 3736.
So that plane departing was American 348 to Santa Ana, 737-800. And the one you just saw touching down is American 3731 from Savannah, Georgia. That was American Eagle Flight 3731 and Embraer 175. We see a lot of those around here. Okay, let me trudge my way over here to the computer and say hello to all.
Left on the lid on 3565.
I see our moderator and channel member Beve says, I'm hoping everyone will click the like button in support of Runway DFW, please. Thank you, Beve. Runway 16 left is checking in from Savannah, Banana Land. Or maybe that was referring to the plane that we just saw. I see Michelle R.S., a big supporter of our channel, a channel member and a moderator. Thank you, Michelle, for being here. Allegiant Mechanic says hello. Everything is in the wrong place tonight. I'll get used to it. Hold on. Hang in there. That was American Flight 1411 arriving from Orlando, Florida, Airbus A321. And we may see, because one of the three north-south runways over there on the east side of the airport is closed for repairs. 17 right is closed currently. So we may see a few more flights from the eastern sector of the U.S. that we normally don't see over here. Normally, those go over to the east side by default. And that was me bumping into the tripod. There's one of our cameras. We've got 4 cameras going tonight. Stephanie says 101 degrees after sunset feels cool compared to the day's peak of 108 degrees Fahrenheit and blazing sun. And yes, that temperature is not with a heat index. That is the raw Fahrenheit temperature. Oh, they're coming in there. Well, that was a Frontier flight coming in from the city adjacent to the bay. San Francisco, flight 2710, I want to say. In Airbus A321 Neo. And on its tail, we didn't really get to see Carry the Fisher.
Yes.
Now let's see how we fare.
Echo Alpha, short of 18 left, Frontier flight 2710.
Trying to track American Flight 2213 coming in from Los Cabos in Mexico, an Airbus A321. And Los Cabos is kind of in the target of that Hurricane Hillary, is it not? That hurricane's about to cause all sorts of havoc on the west coast. So much so that our friend Kevin at Airline Videos Live has decided to reschedule his landmark Sunday show to Saturday. So our broadcast will link to that, so you'll have something to watch in the morning.
Target 303 RNAV to be parked for takeoff this morning. Westbound here.
Let me catch up with some other messages. Luke Jensen, channel member, says, "Good evening, Walt and fellow plane enthusiasts from Farmers Branch, right down the road."
518 left American 1563.
James Tocchini up in Denton, not too far from here, says my thermometer in the car on the way home today said 115. I don't know if it was correct, but it sure felt like it. Well, I have to tell you that I don't think my thermometer got that high in this vehicle that I'm in right now, or on top of, or in the back of. But I will tell you that the air conditioning doesn't work. So that was not the most fun ride I've ever had. We've got at least a couple of planes, well, it looks like 3 planes up over there to take off, including a plane which sometimes takes off over on this side of the airport and sometimes does not. Let's see if we can find it. What we're talking about is, there it is with its distinctive tail. It's Turkish flight 192. It's a 7879 Dreamliner gone on its way back to Istanbul. And we will know in just a moment or two if it veers to the right and goes over to the east side, or if it continues on its northward trajectory to takeoff spot in front of us on runway 18 left. That was American Flight 2103 coming in from El Paso, an Airbus A319 that just passed in front of this Dreamliner. And if you were wondering, we did miss the A380. We get one A380 here per day, the British Airways flight to and from London, and just as I was waiting for a space to be apparent here, it took off. And so flight 191 is headed over to the east side of the airport, as you can see. Not unusual. Epic Toast Man with, I think that's kind of a tease for his broadcast tomorrow. Epic Toast Man, another streamer here at DFW International Airport, a friend of the channel, and he says, "LOL, I haven't been live in so long. I'm going to be rusty tomorrow morning." Well, you'll do fine. ETM. Jake Kemp says August is here for sure. Oh, and I see, I think I saw, did I see? Well, let me go back to the end of here. Kevin Kelly is here now. Janet Nelson cheering. Hey, it's below 100. Yay! And I see Barbara P. Sterling wondering, what is SAMU? SAMU is an acronym. It stands for Sprinkler Avoidance Mobile Unit. And we have two of them. We have a cart, which we use sometimes for that purpose, but tonight we're using the pickup truck. So that is our deal for tonight. I'm still getting a little used to where everything is, and you know, everything's not within button pushing range as it usually is because of the wild configuration here on the back of the pickup truck. Tripod a little tilted there, I think it is. The last thing I did before we went on the air was try to balance that thing, and it's kind of hard to do in the dark. There's a little target you have to get to. Where's my flashlight?
3548, visual,
this is the part where Walt looks for his flashlight. Okay. And I'll let you see what I'm doing, kind of. So I have this flashlight here. I didn't mean to. No, we don't have a 747. Sorry, I pushed the wrong button. Sorry. So I have this flashlight here, and I'm trying to level this tripod. Well, we'll see if that works. So I'll get into a rhythm here after a little bit. I'm not quite reached that yet. This is, I believe, there on the left of your screen, American Flight 1939 to San Diego, California, an Airbus A321. And yeah, as we were speculating, the storm may have some significant impact on flights to and from many West Coast destinations over the next couple of days. It's like 2229 American Airlines coming in from Des Moines, Iowa, an Airbus A320. And I have reason to believe that at least one of these MDs will be going out sometime this evening. I would like to very much share my appreciation to Barbara P. Sterling, who has just presented us with a $100 super chat. Thank you, Barbara. She says, hello, Walt. Okay, I admire your effort in the dark. Please stay safe there. Thanks for the night look into DFW.
Good 1996. Have a good night.
Thank you, Barbara. Oh, and there's Raina Taylor, who is checking in. She's, I don't know if she's finished with her competition up in Tulsa, Oklahoma. She is an equestrian. And there's our automated thank you for Ms. Sterling's contribution to our efforts tonight. But yeah, Raina did send me some pictures. Let me see if I can find them here. So there they are. There's Raina accepting her awards, and she'll have to fill you in the chat if she hasn't already as to what exactly she won at the National Snaffle Bit Association World Championships in Tulsa, Oklahoma. But congratulations to you, Raina. So happy to have you a part of our family, and to know that you are such a success in the equestrian world. Done it again. Oh, Magoo. Well, you know what? The Turkish flight is it about to take off? I can't tell. It's over there in position. The Turkish Airlines flight to Istanbul is over there on the east side of the airport now. It will be taking off on runway 17 center, which is usually one of the two arrival runways, but now it is dealing with departures because 17 right is closed. So let's see, it's in position to, well, it's not. So I can only go, I can't see it with my eyes. I can only look at it on the flight radar. And it looks like it's still on a taxiway. The Turkish flight does. Well, let's see what's arriving over here, shall we? Coming in from San Antonio, American Flight 1564 is right there. And I see lots of congratulations there for Raina. Epic Toastman with a weather report. Where's our weather music? So he says, little weather update. Hillary, the storm, shouldn't be as bad. And I gotta repost that. Shouldn't be as bad as it is now. It will still have around 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts by the time it hits Los Angeles, but not Category 4, so that is good. That is good. We are happy to hear that. So there's the weather update from Epic Toastman here on Runway DFW. Now, where were we? I'm kind of used to being under lights, and we don't have any lights here.
3073.
So everything's very dark where I am. All right, so if I'm reading things correctly, that plane there is, I think it's flight 2121 to Orlando, an Airbus A321. Now that's an appropriate flight number, flight 2121, an Airbus A321. We have a new subscriber, Jimmy McDowell. And if you like what you see, I would encourage you to become a member or to subscribe. That's free. If you really like what you see, become a member. There's 3 levels, and you can check it all out on there's a link in the description to this here broadcast. Well, let's break away from this. Let's check out an Embraer 175 coming in from Mobile, Alabama.
Line up to 818 left, American 1399.
It's American Eagle 3678.
Tower Boy 3095, visual 13.
Now I hear the roar of that Orlando-bound plane. Kind of eclipsed there for a moment by a Dreamliner, which is headed back to the hangars over here on the west side. And you know what I think I saw over there? We saw this the other night. We'll go back to it in just a second. Over there at the, well, it's parked away from the international terminal, but you can see it there. Sorry for the bounce. That one right in the middle is the Qantas Yam Dreaming livery. We saw that on Thursday night. Is that the one that was going to Melbourne? I think that was going to Melbourne, and we saw the 100th anniversary Qantas livery going to Sydney. So. Maybe that's to become a regular visitor here. Let's see if we can catch flight 1992, American Airlines. It's an Airbus A321. It will be arriving from, well, you know it's going to go around. To go around.
American 1992. Talking about.
Kind of contorting myself to bring you that go around. That was this flight 1992 from Seattle, an Airbus A321, which I don't know why. Could be that there was a plane in the way on the runway. I didn't hear any traffic regarding it. Maybe one of you did. Carolyn Crowder says, good evening, Walton. Everyone watching, looks like a good time for plane spotting. Thank you. It's really not that bad. It looks
clear for takeoff.
99 degrees. I can deal with that. And the main thing is can our equipment deal with that?
My left lap, way envoy 4204.
Here is Qantas Flight 22. It is off to Melbourne. You know, I had a message after my last After Dark broadcast from a captain of Qantas Jet. He said, thanks for getting my takeoff. Cam, C-A-M is, I believe, the screen name he used. So, I don't know if Cam's piloting this one or not, but always glad to see the spirit of Australia.
Good night, American 1399.
So I guess the other Qantas plane that's down adjacent to Terminal D, the international terminal, will be the one that's going to Sydney later this evening.
Roger for it. Hey, American 160. Okay, hold short of 18 left of the American 20.
The trip to Melbourne is one of the, according to a study made by Simple Flying. What happened? That's weird. I have no idea where that came from. Our cameras are going out.
Departure good night, 4204. Tower 139, 14.
Was our camera overheating again?
Point right, clear land, hold to Bravo, 139, 14.
That would be a tragedy. Well, it's well, is it back there?
West.
Please stand by. There we go. Well, I was about to tell you that this is one of the longest flights from DFW Airport. The analysis was made by Simple Flying, which is a website. This is one of the 3 Qantas weekly flights to Melbourne. And this is the longest flight that is operated from this airport at 8,973 miles. That's pretty darn close to 9,000. That's shy. Qantas also flies the second longest route, according to Simple Flying, and that is the one to Sydney.
Tower American 2747, visual 18 right.
And the Turkish flight we saw taxiing earlier,
18 right, American 2747, parking
that is, I thought that was on the list. Looking like this, well, I can't tell. Is that a door open on the back of that plane? I can't see.
Blair, 1
Hard to say. Linwood Powell Jr. just subscribed. Thank you, Linwood Powell Jr. Daryl N. says, I love aviation.
Tower Booster 55, 6318.
I do too. Honor Wimbry, who we talked with on our show, I believe it was Tuesday morning he stopped by. He's 11 years old, if I remember correctly. He's a student pilot, very precocious young man, so he talked to us for a little bit. Hello to you, Honor. Daryl N. says, good evening to everyone. There's Greg G., our pal who stopped by a couple months ago, digging these night streams. Hey, from Santa Fe.
Starting at the B Park, clear for takeoff, running left, frontier flight 1503.
There's the Frontier.
18 left, line up for American 1035.
What is that on the back there?
Kilos for 18 left, line 135.
That's the America's Green livery? Or American's Green Airline livery. That flight is going to San Juan. I think that's a relatively new destination for
Departure, American 40.
Frontier from this airport. If you're wondering where this camera is, I'll show you where it is. It's
Okay.
it's clipped onto that please no dumping sign. It's really a phone, which we're just using as a remote camera. So don't dump into that creek, would you please? Thank you. Where did our Melbourne flight go? Still hiding back there. Oh, I see it. Kind of tucked away.
For departure, Frontier 1503.
There's our broadcast perch tonight. Our table is on the back of the tailgate here.
18 left, line
Now we have a better view of our Australian friends. So once again, this is officially the longest, this is the beginning of the longest flight you can get from here, at least non-stop.
Park 18 left, clear for takeoff, American 2346.
Are you live streaming this?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Line up on white, 18 left, corner 22.
AP, a channel member, says Asiana 747 inbound in 10 minutes, so we will get at least our quota of the Queen of the Sky.
Yeah, good evening, American 2466, visual 13 right.
And now the big Dreamliner moves into position for its journey across the Pacific.
Cross 18 left at Golf 8.85 on the other side, American 27, 47. Over departure, American 2346. We are west side, but here for the 1 2. On that left, clear for takeoff, Qantas 22 heavy. Triple 7, go 13 right. 20 left line of the way, no, it's 3000. Clear line 13 right, American triple 7. I'll take cross 20 left, Cross 1 left, outside American 1350.
And as you can see, it utilized pretty much all the runway for that takeoff. BK says hello. Now we seem to have lost another camera here. Where is that? No, it's... I don't know. It's an American Eagle E-Jet.
Tower Envoy 3453, visual 13 right.
On have land, equip takeoff on 18 left, go at 3-4.
That comes to us from
20 left, line up and wait.
Midland, Texas, after a flight just short of an hour. Now, okay, there's our A camera is bugging out. I was afraid we might have some overheating issues this evening. I'm going to try something here. First of all, let me give you a picture. There you go.
Tower American 2711. Whiskey Foxtrot, ready to go.
We have to wait a second or two to get this camera to cool down. There's a plane coming in. A little far away for this lens. See what's going on over at UPS World.
Roger, gonna get 3-4.
Fans of the Green Bay Packers just subscribed to Runway DFW, even though We're almost within spitting distance of AT&T Stadium, home of the Cowboys. So what I've done is I've taken the battery out of the camera that is overheating. Will it work without a battery? It's plugged into power. No, I don't think it will. Okay.
Right left, clear to take a RNAV park.
Well, please stand by again, folks.
18 left, American 2711. Tower getting up 1685 with you on the visual approach, 13 right. So line 13 right, up 1685.
There's our A camera again. I'm leaving the battery door open to see if that'll give some more ventilation. Okay, well, let's see. Secretariat girl says just joined the other night. Can't wait to see the 747. No sprinklers tonight. Oh, don't jinx us. The sprinklers didn't come on until about 10 o'clock, as I recall, or just before 10 o'clock. So, and again, we are coming to you live from the Super SAMU, the Sprinkler Avoidance Mobile Unit. So we're a little further back. We have our shower curtain protection in case we need it from here. Maybe they'll just leave them off tonight. You know, where I live, you can only water once a week because of the ongoing drought. So maybe we just got unlucky on Wednesday night when we were here last. Well, I do believe that we've got one of our MD tri-jets over there lit up and ready to go. Let us take you there now. That is the misnamed Flight 767 of an MD-11. That'll be going to Louisville. And it looks like it's on the verge of being pushed back. But we'll keep an eye on that because we're going to try to bring you the arrival of Asiana Cargo Flight 242, which is coming in from Chicago O'Hare. Should be making an appearance in the northern sky momentarily.
11 over departure, thanks to you.
So we should be seeing it come in over these trees. Get a sip of life-giving water here. That's an 18-year-old 747-400 model.
Runway when I left, American 727.
And it'll be taxiing on over to the west cargo area, which is out of our sight. We can't, it's a separate cargo area from the UPS. There goes taxiing in front of that mysterious mound of dirt, which has been placed at the end of runways 18 right and left down there. Don't know what that's supposed to be.
RNF B Park, clear for takeoff 18 left, American 1797. 18 left, line of board, runway 4173.
So I detect a pushback here.
RNF Lair, 18 left, clear for takeoff, envoy 4173.
And they all do multiple channels, so you'll hear the same guy on 820
18 left line of noise, American 1458.
and on TV.
Roger, good night, thanks, American 1797.
There's some people talking right in front of our microphone here.
I was listening one morning when news helicopter went down, traffic helicopter went down in Dallas. They lost their engines. Possibly. And yeah, except for some
On a B Park, 20 left clear for takeoff, American 1458.
mostly minor. I mean, they all went to the hospital to get checked out, but except for some back injuries,
They're pushing it out of our view.
limped away. But yeah, he was on the air. That happened to be his.
Tyler Morrow asked, does anybody remember the UPS commercials where the guy writes on the whiteboard? That's not ringing a bell.
On the tanks. And says, this and this and this over here, and we're going down.
Dennis
And then it cut off.
Gasita says, good evening, everyone.
Seemed to be having some
Hello to
trouble.
you. Jimmy Wong says, good night, Walt and DFW.
Whiskey Link, short 18 left, Cliff takeoff, 18 left, RNAV Laren, American 2262.
John Irby says we just ended the hottest week of the year here in Central Florida. Highs between 97 to 102 Fahrenheit. We are now blessed with moderate temperatures in the high 80s. And as you can see, we are now under 100 degrees here at the big airport.
Interview later, talking about that pilot, he said that guy was so cool, knew exactly what to do, and when things went wrong, he just calmly told us what was going on, started his checklist.
And Evelyn MD saying crazy weather in Las Vegas.
Other helicopter pilots who witnessed the landing said,
Pardon me?
RNAV to B Park, 18 left,
Yes.
takeoff, American 1267.
Thank you.
18 left, live away, 78.
yeah,
So the please no dumping sign is kind of in the way of our desired view here, but
Departure, American 2262.
keeping an eye out for anything else that might be of interest to us as far as departures or takeoffs. But this seems to be the most interesting aircraft right at the moment. We do have American Flight 945 off to Santiago de Chile. It is a Dreamliner. It's lining up for takeoff. I think that's it there. Have to be very careful as I'm moving about the cabin here because I keep bumping into tripod handles. Robert Smith says, hello, everyone. Emilio Cobo says, good evening, everyone. An hour and 30 minutes late, but I'm here. Well, don't worry about that. I was about 12 minutes late, I think.
Ground, 0.85 over 3463, ground American 777.
Mikkel M says, I feel your camera's pain. I work about 45 minutes from there outside all day. Ain't nothing worse than Texas heat. That sounds pretty miserable. Mikkel, Michael. And Tyler Morrow says, is Samu in the house tonight? Well, Samu is in the form of, we have a Super Samu. It's our 2006, 2007 pickup truck. We're in the bed of that thing tonight. Elias Neo says, hello, everyone. Stephen Ramey checking in from Southern California. Hello, Stephen. I hear those engines revving up. I turn up the sound a little bit, but again, we have a conversation going on about just in front of our microphone, so I don't want to turn it up too much. And the big MD-11 Tri-Jet is on the move.
night, 341. Line up away, runway 18 left, American 945.
It looks like the flight to Santiago is just about getting ready to take off. Let's see how much of this MD we can bring you before we switch over to that.
Our nav layer, clear takeoff, runway 18 left, American 945.
Switch over to that. Are we?
Push American 343. By the way, our discretion. 1 left, 1.67. With kilo crossing 18 left, over the ground, envoy 13. Departure American 945 at 89.
Hello to you, Sulyaman Maniar, our newest subscriber. Thank you.
Departure runway 3596, you have good night.
1992.
That is the date of birth for this particular aircraft.
Our last battery, while they last on better birthday off, runway 3329.
Our jingle singers are always ready to salute aircraft of the 20th century. I think that's exclusive to Runway DFW. They've extinguished their driving lamps. It is that plane is now totally in darkness except for its
RFB Park clear for takeoff, 18 left, runway 3314.
It's marker lights.
Line up and wait, 18 left, American 2313.
Departure 2.
It was a United plane coming in from Denver. Now the wind is picking up.
RNAV Laird, clear for takeoff, 18 left, American 2313.
Runway 18 left, line up and wait, full length, American 1371.
I'd like to welcome Sarah Renee to the Runway DFW subscriber list. Sarah, you'll be able to check in on or participate in the chat room in about 10 minutes. There's a 10-minute wait for new subscribers, and then have at it. Introduce yourself and hope you'll come back.
RNAV B Park clear for takeoff, 18 left, American 1371.
The viewfinder of this camera is not once again giving me a temperature indicator.
Have a nice night.
Okay.
Affirmative. Clear for takeoff, 18 left at Zulu, RNAV to Laird, American 1644.
18 left, line up for wake, got the traffic work, fit 1859.
American 1371, we'll see it.
I see Mrs. Runway DFW in the chat room. She's supposed to be getting some sleep.
Yeah, we're in 795. They show one here.
Meanwhile, I'm going to get a sip of water.
20 right, so land American 795.
Now we have 3 people standing in front of our microphone having a discussion. I need a cough switch here. Okay, let's see here.
18 left, line up and wait, American 1430.
Contact departure, American 1644, thanks.
Channel member Skittles is enjoying the silhouette of this aircraft.
There's a 1516 on the end, visual 18 right. 18 right, clear line, Delta 1516.
Now that MD-11 has fallen off the radar, I don't know if it's waiting for further instructions or what. We'll give you a little bit of airplane activity here. We've got American Flight 2514 coming in from Phoenix, Arizona.
Good night, American 1859. Heavy, we're ready for departure.
There's a little reminder from Runway Collin County that they have been a part of our family as a member for 3 months. Happy 3 months to a nice start of school. Thank you, Runway Collin County.
Clear for takeoff, American 1430.
Left, line up and wait, Kelly 4935.
And we're coming to you from SAMU, Super SAMU, the sprinkler avoidance mobile unit, the big one. Live from DFW Founders Plaza, where you see all these people milling about and watching the planes go by. There's that MD, which is still waiting for its signal to go off to Louisville.
Arnett Delarian, 1 left, clear for takeoff, Skywest 4935.
You see a little American Eagle CRJ 701ER in the middle there. It's off to Aguascalientes in Mexico.
Line up, wait, 18 left, UPS sub 67.
Oh, I get the
Departure, good night, American 1430.
UPS gets the line up and wait. I do hear some emergency vehicles in the background as we welcome John Milton to our subscriber roster. Are sirens behind me or in front of me? Oh, they're in front of me. Coming the wrong way. Or usually they don't come that way.
Arnett to depart, 18 left, clear for takeoff, UPS sub 67.
Swing around real quick. We don't usually do that, but we've got this here MD-11 going out.
4935.
Good departure, good one. UPS sub 67.
Craft 18 left, traffic holds, and then Foxtrot Alpha and ground point 65 on the bridge, American 725.
Delta Flight 1516, an Airbus A320 from the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul. Does St. Paul ever feel slighted because it's always second, kind of like Dallas-Fort Worth. I don't know.
Echo Alpha, hold short of 18 left from
I believe we have here American 1832 off to Denver, the Mile High City. It's an Airbus A321.
Runway 18 left, Alaska, 381.
And that camera has just overheated again. Let us give you another picture in the interim. Let that cool down a bit. Let's see if we're going to miss anything or if we need to make some alternate arrangements here on Runway DFW. Well, you know what? It's almost 10 o'clock. Let's just do a little of this, shall we? What are you watching? What is this thing? It's Runway DFW After Dark. We're live at DFW International Airport in Texas. DFW stands for Dallas-Fort Worth. And this is one of the busiest airports in the world. It's the second biggest airport in size in the USA. My name is Walt, and we will be here with you hopefully till around midnight or so, if everything holds out, especially camera one. So thanks for watching. We're glad to have you with us on this Friday night. This Friday night, August 18th, 2023, here in the Central Time Zone of the USA. And there you see the temperature. 98 degrees is what we're dealing with here at the big airport. That's a look towards the east from our Super Samu vehicle. There is where we are broadcasting from, the back end of a pickup truck. And that view is kind of looking towards the northeast. And this camera is looking to the south towards the UPS aircraft terminal, where I think we're supposed to get at least one more MD-11 go out this evening. We always feel lucky when we get to see at least one. You know, we're kind of in a pause situation now where our number one camera is kind of cooling off a little bit. But it is 98 degrees, and it is Fahrenheit, and it is, you know, the sun's been down for a while now. So we're just dealing with it. Probably a good time to say hello to everybody. Sarah Renee says, love this so much. I'm a huge fan. Thank you, Sarah Renee. Secretariat Girl says, take care, off to stream Australia, Randwick. I don't know what that is, but good luck with that. Tyler Morris says, we'd rather you not overheat. Walt, take care of yourself. I'm fine. You know, we've got a little wind here, so it's not like a dead calm. And while it's a very warm wind, it's not, I wouldn't say it's oppressive, and certainly we don't have any sun beating down on us, so no. I have no complaint. I'm good. It's the equipment I worry about. But thank you for your concern. Malik Akram Awan is our newest subscriber. Daryl N says, I wish I was at DFW right now because I love all the restaurants at the airport. It's great, especially the Dallas Cowboys bar. It's been a while since I've been to inside, beyond the security barriers of any of the terminals. I've been here a couple times to see people come and go, but not to get in where all the restaurants are. Steven says, good evening, Walt. Besides the normal professional directions and protocols, it's nice to hear ATC sound human. Like, good day, have a great flight, don't you think? I do. And I've been lucky enough, you can see the west control tower there on the far right of your screen. I was lucky enough to go up there to meet with those guys and gals a few months back. I was also lucky enough to spend some time in the east control tower. And it's an interesting place. It's a lot more laid back than I would have thought. I would have thought everybody's on pins and needles at all times, and it's really not that way. Now, they're very professional, and I don't think that, and we welcome Ali B. But yeah, everybody's very professional up there, but they know what they're doing. We have our multicam here, and it looks like all of our cameras are, fingers crossed, working for the time being, so. We say goodnight to John Irby. Good show. See you all later. Thank you, John. Channel member Mick Larkin says, evening, Walt and everyone. Good evening to you, Mick.
Tower only 3519's with you, visual 18 right.
Runway 3519, DFW runway 18 right, similar.
Clear landway right, only 3519.
So while we have our number one camera working again, it's not giving us an overheating message. There's really nothing happening. So we'll just chat for a while until something happens. So what have we seen so far? We saw the Qantas flight go out to Melbourne, the longest flight that departs from this airport. We saw a Asiana cargo 747 come in. We saw a UPS MD-11 go out. We saw an American Airlines jet go around, and I'm trying to remember where that was coming in from. But we got a pretty good look at it going around. Not sure what the issue was. Usually when that happens, it's there's some concern about the runway and something that's, another aircraft that may not have gotten out of the way quite in time. So that you see in these two shots, you can see the east tower and the west tower. I'll tilt up this one camera a little bit so you can see on that top picture, that's the west tower. On the lower left of your screen, that's the east tower. Both are operational towers. They both are controlling planes simultaneously.
That's how much everyone else's piece of crap. It was only, they weren't doing the subsidizing.
Elias Neo says, I'm going to Cranky Dorkfest for my birthday. Well, that sounds like a great way to spend your birthday. Cranky Dorkfest, of course, is a meeting up of aircraft aficionados at LAX. Not sure what the date is. Sometime in September, I believe. Pedro Furk, our newest subscriber. Thank you, Pedro. Sarah Renee asks, are you from Texas or you just come to stream? No, I'm from Texas. I'm from this area. I live, it's about a 50-mile drive from Rancho Runway DFW to this location, but yes, this is as home of an airport as I get if you don't count Love Field.
The only person I knew in California that had
We've only ventured once out of the area. Oops, I hit the tripod with my
industrial
waist. It's tight quarters here.
and he had this 1 ton.
We went to Austin last year. I think it was last May. Had a very good time there. I keep meaning to go back.
radio telephone wired up to his horn.
But aside from Love Field, we've been Love Field just a couple of times. This is where we spend most of the time here at DFW Airport, and I feel myself needing a drink. Hang on a second.
Mac, your phone's going off.
We also had the very first air-to-ground system in 1981, where the plane was flying over, and they had all the operators.
And Allison
Owned by us.
N, channel member, says Cranky Dorkfest is September 9th.
I remember that on certain.
Super 80 Swiss Air says, is the original control tower still in use? And that's the central control tower, and you don't see it in those pictures. I'll show it to you in a minute.
It had a special phone, and you lifted the
Let me get off this shot.
the ground operator.
Yeah, give the building information. Yep.
But the answer is the central control tower is not in regular use. It was the tower that was built when the airport was constructed. And the airport's going to celebrate its 50th anniversary. Hello?
Hey.
Hi.
Sony?
Pardon?
Sony? Panasonic?
That's a Sony camera. That's a Sony camera.
Alphas?
Yes.
Both?
Oh, well, this one's an Alpha, and this one is I don't know what the designation is. The ZVE1 or something like that.
Yeah, I shoot on A7R2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I didn't realize there'd be shooters. You guys shoot?
Pardon?
What are you shooting?
We're doing a live broadcast on YouTube.
Oh,
Yeah.
for what?
People to watch. People like to watch this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What?
No, I'm not kidding you. We have right now 332 people watching.
Can you ask them a question?
Sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you ask them?
Yeah, we have a question being asked now.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Why do you enjoy watching something somebody that has just walked up is just asking?
Okay. Well, the question is for everybody, why is everybody watching? Maybe it's to see a Dreamliner coming in from, where is that from? Chicago O'Hare? Yes. So we have a passerby who's curious to know why you're watching.
Clear to land, 1 right, American 2177.
Nothing else good on TV? Let's see what your answers are. Theo says planes are cool. Simple as that. Allison N says it's calming. Camera Cat says it's magical.
Cross 18 left and join golf with you, spot 124.
And Super 80 Swiss Air says, what else would we be watching, LOL? So there you go.
That's so awesome.
Answers from around the world.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
You're welcome. It's
It's so cool. Can I kind of? I'm a photographer myself. I use films back
Ads for that, like, you
film
know,
just a little
people are on the elevator when the elevator stops, and
sure.
people are like,
for my photography.
who to call, you know, and,
Not a problem.
maintenance guy who's on there pulls
can I
out his
start with
cell
the big?
phone, presses the
Pardon?
button on the side.
Can I start with the big?
Sure. So we were talking about the
And all of a sudden the elevator
the center tower, there it is. Now, it is still fully equipped. They can press it into, they use it for training, and it has got all the gizmos, it's got all the radars, it's got all the radios, so if they need to press that into service, they can. The reason they built these other towers, the east and west towers, is because the airport is so spread out, so big, they found they couldn't see it all, see all the runways. There's 7 runways here, and they couldn't see them all from that location. It wasn't tall enough to be able to give the controllers a clear view of everything they needed to see. And when I was talking to the controllers, they were telling me there has been a plan to build another tower in the center, which would be way taller than that one, which could be used as one central tower that could see everything. But apparently those plans haven't gone anywhere, so. But yes, if they need to use that tower, they can. And there have been times when they've had to evacuate one or both of the east and west towers because of weather. If the weather gets rough enough, they evacuate the tower and they send the planes around and they control it from the other tower. Okay, so we've got flight 2177 coming in from San Francisco. And I didn't mean to do that. That's me bumping things here. Did I do it again? I think I did as I turned. Sorry. Well, we're going to watch this flight coming in from San Francisco, shall we? Enough of me yakking. So some of you may wonder, especially if you're new viewers, how often we do this thing. And this week we've been here 3 days. We were here last Saturday and then again on Wednesday night.
West side.
We were so Saturday morning, Wednesday night, and tonight.
All right, cross 18 left, join golf with you, American 2177.
So I try to come here at least twice a week, because this is not my full-time job. Well, things have quieted down quite a bit here at the big airport. Looks like all the incoming flights have shifted over to the east side. Here a little bit after 10 o'clock. We should be seeing the
I've used that several times. You can use it cabled and on Wi-Fi if your OBS is on the same network as your phone.
the Qantas flight to Sydney. Trying to see if we can see it over there. I think the Sydney flight parks around the corner from there at Terminal D, the international terminal. Let's see if I can tell you when we can expect to see that particular aircraft. The Qantas flight to Sydney due to go out at 10:30, so we should be seeing it very soon. It'll be coming out from around the corner there. And that is the second longest journey you can make here from DFW Airport. We saw the first one go out earlier to Melbourne. And I believe this one that we are about to see is going to be the special livery, the Yam Dreaming livery, which is very, very intricately designed. Irish Dublin, a channel member who I believe is from Houston or the Houston area, says good evening, with a shamrock and a green heart. Walt, does your family ever join you when you're doing a broadcast? Well, Stephanie, Mrs. Runway DFW had been in the chat earlier, but she has to work early in the morning, so I don't know how much of this broadcast she can tolerate, but no, she's not here. And I have a 7-year-old, he just turned 7, a grandson. I think he's a little too young to sit still for this. Asiana Problematica says good night, everyone, directly from Brazil. Oh, hello down there in the southern hemisphere. Moreno Bourdin with a message for that man who was inquiring earlier, says, please tell that gentleman that this all thing is fascinating, how it moves, organized, etc. That's why we watch this. And Stephen says, more than ever here in Hawaii, we need a good distraction. You make the world a brighter place, Walt. That's very kind of you, Stephen, and I hope that you did not personally, or nobody you know, got caught up in all of that wildfire. It's got a lot of people thinking about our friends in the 50th state. Plane spotting with Keith, answering that question that was posed earlier. For me, it's like the concept of parallel play. It's more enjoyable when you're sharing the enjoyment with others. And I feel that same way too. Ellie B asks, do you know if British Airways has departed for London tonight? Yes, unfortunately it was pretty much on time tonight. We were able to catch it when we were here on Wednesday night because I think it was running a little late. But today it was right on time, and it was going out just as I was parking Super Samu, so we did not get to see the A380, and as we said before, that's the A380 is, we only see one of them a day here at DFW. Regrettably, we used to have some others. Qantas used to fly its A380 here, and Emirates used to fly its A380 here once upon a time before the pandemic. Well, there's absolutely nothing coming in on this side. Looks like we'll have a flight coming in from Los Angeles in about 9 minutes. That's a lot of time to fill. So I apologize for that. We always endeavor to bring you lots of action, but sometimes it times out on us. I see Wellington Flights live in the house. Hi, Walt, Runway DFW and everyone. Great to catch you live. Hope you are well. Thank you, Kevin. And Kevin is his name, not to be confused with Kevin of Airline Videos Live. But that's Kevin of Wellington Flights Live, and I hope you'll check out his channel if you have not already. He does some super streams. He's got some great locations, interesting aircraft, terrific scenery. So check out that channel, Wellington Flights Live. I commend you. Now we're going to see if that We can find that Qantas flight. So we're looking down now towards Terminal D. I don't see it yet. It looks like the Iberia plane is now pushed back. It is going to, it's an A330 if I remember right. And I don't see it on the radar, but it's an A330 going to Madrid. Oh, we haven't spoken about the new route for American Airlines. They had made an announcement earlier on Wednesday. We mentioned that America was going to announce a bunch of new routes on Thursday, and one of them is a new route from here on American to Barcelona in Spain. And I think that starts next year sometime, so if you've got a hankering to go to Barcelona from Dallas-Fort Worth, American Airlines will have you covered. I think that's it'll be the only other flight to Spain from this destination, and that was the sound of me knocking my headset into the tripod. We do have a plane. There it is. The silhouette of a plane. It's American Flight 2602. It is bound for Charlotte, another big American hub over there on the East Coast. Looks like it's just cooling its jets right now. Down in the West Cargo area, just lighting up now, is a Polar Air Cargo Flight 102, a 767. It's going to Cincinnati. On behalf of DHL. So we should see that, and now we may not get to see it take off. It may go over to the east side for departure.
DFW Tower, America 20, 1974 is visual, warning right.
You can't see it right now, but well, let's see if we pan this camera over a little bit. Yeah, you can kind of see there's to the right of that pole on the far right of the screen, there is a tail, the distinctive tail of an MD-11 being pushed back. Don't have any radar information on it yet. I believe it is also destined for Louisville. So there's a tail of one of the remaining MD-11s there, and on to the right of it is the illuminated cockpit of another MD-11. It's now waiting to get detached from the tug. The plane that's about to pull out has the old UPS slogan on it, synchronizing the world, I think is what it says. I can only see the synchronizing part. I'm going by memory here. Two Tons of Love says, so cool that several of the remaining MD-11s frequent DFW. And that's really one of the reasons why I camp out over here on this side of the Founders Plaza, because it gives us a better look at these old birds.
Barnett, Park, 18 left, clear for takeoff, American 1938.
Farm Boy 2 says, Runway DFW, hey Walt, how you doing tonight? It's a little warmish, but not too bad. Going slightly mad. Is happy to be a part of Tri-Jet Heaven. We are too.
Tower, hello, area 6148, what request for left?
Raina Taylor asks, Walt, before you end your stream tonight, can you please put those two pictures back up? I want everyone to see what I accomplished and achieved. You know what? We can do that, because we have the power to do that. So let's show you one more time those great pictures of Raina that she shared with us from her events in Tulsa at the National Snaffle Bit Association World Championship event. Raina is a longtime viewer of ours. She's a quad jet member of the channel and a very accomplished equestrian, as you can tell. So there you go, Raina. Happy to share that with all of our viewers. And congratulations again to you.
Well,
there's a plane that's on the move. It's synchronizing the world of commerce.
Good evening, American 2862, Mount Desert 18 right.
American 938.
And we can confirm that this plane is going to Louisville.
We're just waiting on numbers real quick, Runway 363. We'll be ready. Runway 369, stop. We're stopping. 148, had to go down with the bus stop.
going to Whiskey Foxtrot, area 61.
It's waving at us.
American 2862. Yes, sir, but American 2862, turning right, 20 right.
Okay, 18 right, then a left turn on Whiskey Golf, and we'll hold short for 18 left, UPS 765. 765, copy.
Ooh, is this going to make a takeoff on 18 right? Yeah. No. It's kind of making a zigzag.
We are ready, area 6148.
Well, this camera is once again giving me a temperature indicator. Well, hopefully this camera will hold out until this plane can
Okay, Roger.
take off.
You got a light bulb. Right. The light bulb doesn't disperse the light properly throughout the entire square. Right. Do the same if you have like a picture.
Josias Papete says, one day I will visit the United States. And I hope you get to do that, Josias. Just as I hope to get to visit a lot of the countries that I talk to other people here about, like Wellington Flights Live. There's the Iberia flight that's going out to Madrid. It's nicely lit up for us. Adios, Siberia, A330-300, and arriving there was American Airlines Flight 2862 from Miami. It's a MAX 8. There, now poised for takeoff, is the Tri-Jet. Off to Louisville. Posing for pictures.
RNAV to spare, 18 left, clear for takeoff. I guess that's line number 20 left. Switching, thanks for the update, good night.
That's the funny thing about
West side.
the Star Treks. The original series was done on broadcast video. And then
Crossing 18 right at Yankee, hold short of 18 left, polar 102 heavy.
it was done on film.
We're ready to go on way 3693.
Now we're looking for that Polar Air Cargo. Where did that go?
Hey, how come we can't get high definition of this, of
think I sees it.
RNAV Lauren, 18 left 50 takeoff, American 14.
18 left, mindful weight envoy, 36.
So that's a 767. It's going to Cincinnati. It usually gets directed over to the east side of the airport for takeoff. Not always.
Increase the definition. You can't increase. You can't make more pixels. You can, but it just looks.
Let us give this a little salute while we can.
The next generation was actually filmed.
1996.
A 26-year-old 20th century
So you could buy
aircraft.
RNAV B Park, runway 18 left, cleared for takeoff, envoy 3693.
So it is poising. It is pausing.
because it was on film.
I don't think it's going to cross the runway here because I think I just heard a
614, good night.
an American Eagle flight get clearance for takeoff. Phil 47 says, Walt, good evening from a pleasantly cool 56 degrees Fahrenheit, Ligonier, Pennsylvania. What sparked your interest in aviation and filming it? Well, I have told this story before, but
Polar 102 heavy.
I've always had a kind of a casual interest in aviation, but I was never what you'd call an av geek. You know, I'd be interested in seeing the planes when I went out to the airport. That was about it. Then I, watching YouTube, and YouTube directed me to Jerry and Big Jet TV over there in London, and I was just fascinated with the. It was kind of a simple concept. You go to the airport, set up a camera, take pictures of planes coming and going. But I was in. I was all in. And then I found Kevin of Airline Videos Live out at LAX, and I really connected with him. Not personally, but just based upon his story. He was a photojournalist, which I have been in my long TV news career at one point, and he was having a good time, and getting a lot of people to watch what he does, and I thought, wow, this is so cool. Why isn't somebody doing this at DFW Airport? And I looked, and nobody was. Now there are people who do come out and take great pictures at DFW Airport, but nobody was doing live streaming. So I cobbled together some pretty basic equipment just to do some testing. I liked it. We were getting some viewers, and so I thought, well, let's go at it. So that was when I started up. It was in late 2021.
No, we got them shut down.
So I've been doing it since then. And what's rewarding for me about it, beyond the fact that it gives me a creative outlet as a senior citizen, it kind of takes me away from my regular job, which is kind of routine, which is running a TV news website. So I get to be a little creative doing this. But the cool thing is just meeting all the people around the world. Now, some of them I've gotten to meet. I've gotten to meet Kevin and Rudy, and then I also have gotten to meet a lot of viewers who will stop by every now and again and say hello. So I really am. It's very rewarding. I find it to be.
Departure, thanks for getting us out. Boy 3438, RNAV Sir, 34 seconds, Runway 34, 38. 34, 38, advise.
And there's one more thing about doing this is that
3.5 miles, east 4 south, right?
it seems possible that I could make a steady income on this. You know, if I do this often enough, and you guys keep watching, and YouTube sells commercials that you're subjected to, or we're lucky enough to get some very nice contributions from our memberships, from
Envoy 4065, line up and wait 18 left.
And it was just sitting out in the hallway. They had disconnected it and moved it out there, and it was being shipped off. Probably to storage, to be stored.
Envoy 4065, line up and
it's American Eagle Flight 34.
Left, RNAV Larn.
Went off my screen, 3438 off to Springfield, an Embraer 175.
Departure, good night, Envoy 3438.
Well, here we are. We're on top of the pickup truck here. There's a beacon, which I thought I had framed in the picture there, but I guess it kind of, that camera got kind of knocked off, out of position. So there's the beacon. It's a green beacon, but it's a little overexposed, but that's the airport beacon here at Founders Plaza.
I worked at these aircraft, and we did this on these machines. He says, I programmed those machines. Not those at Hughes Aircraft, but that computer automation was the company, CAI, and they made these 8-bit things. And
What have we there? It appears to be American Flight 1484, an Airbus A321. Destination
Departure, you have going Envoy 4065.
City of Angels.
RNAV line, 20 left, clear takeoff, American 1484. 434, 31, Envoy runway 18 left, Envoy 3431.
Mads C just subscribed. Thank you, Mads C.
Appreciate it. Give us about 2 minutes, we'll be ready.
she left the company, they stopped using those computers. She was no longer involved. But yeah, they were programmed in just 2-digit machine code. And the data that was stored on those floppy drives was compressed. He could, I still, that's 128K.
Well, I believe some thanks are in order.
We only maybe broke out a new floppy about
To Deborah Klein.
running.
She has favored us with a $20 super chat. Loving the night streams. Excellent camera work, Walt. Thank you so much, Deborah. Much appreciated from high atop the F-150.
Decades worth of stuff.
Randy Bucksbaum says, good evening, everyone. Hello to you, Randy.
So, Independence Day.
RNAV Larn, clear for takeoff, runway 18 left, Envoy 3431.
1986, BJJ says, good night to the American people. I would like to leave a kiss to my wife, Juliana, and my daughter, Isabella. We are connected here from home in Brazil. So, there you go. That's a nice sentiment. Glad we can spread a little love here on Runway DFW. There goes another E-jet.
Some of the stuff going on. But that was what I was saying about
It's American Eagle flight. The flight has just gone off the screen, so I can't tell you what that is.
several projects during the
Kai Esterhammer loves his Amtrak Engine 179, is our newest subscriber.
BS. He just said,
And that aircraft that you just saw depart is going to College Station, Texas, the home of Texas A&M University.
All right, when he left, line up and wait. Envoy 35.
I think I need another sip or two of beverage. I'm going to exchange this increasingly warm beverage for another one in the cooler, which is cooler. Let's see what we got in here. Oh, that sounds good. And ice cold water. That's nice. Hang on a sec.
Conference room, a big conference room where the board got in there. There are some Air Force high-ranking officers in there. A couple of colonels.
You have that 170
Affirmative for American 1744.
Bob D is our new subscriber. Thank you, Bob D. Happy to have you along for the ride. Get back to the action. Next to go out is another E-Jet, as we welcome Pedro H to the subscription list. American Eagle 3589 is going to Laredo in Texas.
When he left, please take over on Neptune line for Envoy 3589.
And we thank Quality Mobile Video for a $5 super chat. Who says, excellent show, you are channeling Big Jet TV on that truck. Well, he's got a little bigger truck than I have. Kind of a big panel truck with a platform on the top of it, but we're doing the best we can. And you saw Emra Yurtas with a $2 super chat. Yay, a flight from my home airport, Charlotte. Or no, College Station.
Second stage motor lights up, gets it in orbit.
And we seem to have a parade here of super chats. $10.11 from Going Slightly Mad, enjoying this evening broadcast. Thank you, mucho, to all of you. Helps us pay the bills.
Over departure Envoy 35892.
There goes American Flight 1599. Shall we follow it along? It is off to Lost Wages, which couldn't be any cooler than here, I don't think. Although, actually, I think somebody in the chat mentioned that they may be in the crosshairs of some of the residue of Hurricane/Tropical Storm Hillary, which I imagine would be welcome. I do believe they're a little bit parched out there at in Las Vegas.
Video feed coming from one of the sensors on the second stage, showing the third.
I'm going on board 3823.
Another plane is taking off. I think I saw, going by there, the Spirit of Australia. The flight that's going out to Sydney is now on the move.
It was never fired at a lot of enemies, but it was widely deployed. Your F-14s usually carried a couple of Phoenix missiles.
Let us see if we can pick that up for you.
Hard to have Larry and Cliff for takeoff, 18 left, envoy 3823.
There it comes. It's Qantas Flight 8, the 7879 Dreamliner. It is going to Sydney. Just pulled back a short time ago from International Terminal D, and we should be able to get a... It's going to be kind of in silhouette, but you can kind of see right now that this is the Yam Dreaming livery, which I believe is an Aboriginal design. I don't know if I'm pronouncing Yam correctly. It's spelled Y-A-M, I believe.
Departure envoy 3823.
It's a very handsome design.
All of the detectors on those pieces.
Very intricate. And again, we saw this on Wednesday night, so it's been on the move.
RNAV Lauren, envoy, runway 18 left, clear for takeoff, envoy 3480. American 2281, DFW, runway 18 left, line up runway 18 left, American 2281.
So because there's no lights on this side of the, or very few lights on this side of the aircraft, you know, we're looking at it pretty much in silhouette. So about the only detail we can make out on this plane is what the plane's own illumination can provide. But we've got kind of a look at it.
They're, a couple of miles above the ground. They're going where they're going to go. They typically don't have kind of...
Alright, we're switching. Thanks. Have a good night on 3930.
Change the target mid-route. Now, once that thing's several miles in the air, it's going here.
Getting a real story going on there in the background. We have we have a second microphone. I've got one microphone right next to my mouth, and another one which is pointed towards the runway. But for the last, I think, 90 minutes, we've had a couple of gentlemen engaging in a conversation right in front of our microphone.
Over to departure envoy 3480.
So I haven't been able to turn it up as loud as I might want to.
Takeoff 18 left, RNAV to Laren, American 2281. Dallas 31 grade, DFW Tower, runway 18 left, line boys.
A little race there between the Dreamliner and that Frontier A321neo. Emery, you're just with another $2 super chat. Emery, this Qantas flight is going to Melbourne. I'm sorry, going to Sydney, Australia.
View from the rooftop. But then after I told them, I realized. Get off
Looks like the Frontier plane,
like that to a door.
which is off to San Francisco and has Carry the Fisher on the back of it. And it's going to San Francisco. The Frontier plane is. That little E-jet in front there is off to Houston. It's American Eagle 3529. There's a plane in the background landing over on runway 17 left.
And my equipment was inside the elevator.
On the other side of the airport.
Oh my God.
That was coming in from Philadelphia.
About the size of a refrigerator. I put out bunch of heat too. I'd go up there in the summertime. It's always soaked. I would go outside on the roof where it's 102 degrees and go, oh, thank God it's cool out here. You know?
Don't know why they think that all that equipment is going to have a good long life in that kind of up there.
Well, that's actually why radio equipment was actually designed for it. So, you know, they've actually put it before they shipped it out. They had to put it in the heat room for like 2 weeks. Burn in.
But I'm talking about the elevator equipment.
Oh, yeah. You know, and the bad stuff with the elevator equipment too, they're motors, and they be spinning and it puts out a carbon dust. It coats everything with black carbon dust. But if you touch
RNAV B Park 18 left, line up the way, Frontier Flight 2119. Alright, now we're clear for takeoff, RNAV B Park 18 right, 18 left, Frontier Flight 2119.
This plane is running about 30 minutes late. Its scheduled departure is 10:30.
Departure on Void 3529, good night. White left, left and wait on Void 3569.
Where the curtains and all that are for the stage.
Yeah.
I think those 5 stories are.
Yeah.
Because it's got all those racks for all those curtains and backdrops and curtains and other backdrops and video screen drops down.
Beve, our moderator and member of the channel, says the aircraft's name is Emily in honor of the artist who designed her livery, Yam Dreaming. So there you go.
18 left, clear for takeoff on Void 3569.
Thank you, Beve. Peter Boussier says, love DFW at night.
Line up flight 18 left, Qantas 8 heavy. Departure Frontier Flight 2119. West.
Actually, went to the high school because Groesbeck never lost power. Groesbeck never.
Full length, go 3278.
Mahia had no power for a week and a half.
Wow.
Almost 2 weeks. A lot of residents still had no power. And then they had water.
Adios, 3569.
Pretty well, but they finally had to shut down because so many leaks upstream from us. We were at the end of the line.
No pressure.
And they couldn't maintain pressure to keep
That's a pretty good
water out
dark view of that livery.
for the rest of the system. So they finally shut us down. And so, but went into Groesbeck, got in the hotel, plenty of water, plenty of electricity, no problem.
Clear for takeoff 18 left, turn right, heading 190, Qantas 8 heavy. 1483 to 79, line up away 18 left, American 1483.
Louisville, yeah, he was up about 2 weeks. Doing any of that, take showers at his son's house.
Very small town. It's a county seat, so you've got the county courthouse. truckloads of emergency water cans. They're like
Departure, Qantas heavy, good on.
Good eye, mate. Safe travels to Melbourne. I'm sorry, to Sydney. Well, here we are. Let us, it's right after 11 o'clock, so let us do a little business here. Yes, you're watching Runway DFW After Dark. Walt here with you at DFW Founders Plaza. A very nice plane watching spot provided by the airport. Thank you to DFW Airport for that. And thank you to all of you for watching. We have plans to be here for the next hour or so. I'll have to look and see what we've got on the docket here to see if there's anything worth hanging around for. So stay with us right till the very end at Runway DFW After Dark. Friday, August 18th, 2023, at least here in the Central Time Zone. I know it's flipped over to you in the Eastern Time Zone and to the east of there to the next day, Saturday, August 19th. So we're coming to you in 2 different days here, and we're happy to be here with you. Well, AP says, who's a member of the channel, says Qatar 777 back to Doha just lit up, so we like to see that. I'll take a 777. You're looking to the east here at Founders Plaza from our perch atop the Runway DFW pickup truck, which we like to dub Super SAMU, the Sprinkler Avoidance Mobile Unit. So far, sprinklers have remained at bay tonight, so we're happy to report that. But we're far enough away and high enough, I think we're going to be able to take care of ourselves. And we'll be able to remain broadcasting, I think. I'm on the lookout now. I'm on the hunt for that flight from that Qatar Airways plane. I have adjusted the camera 1. And we should be seeing it down there pretty soon. I'll put this on the screen, but I won't say it out loud. There's our broadcast position with our audience there in front of us.
Good night, Spencer. 30 seconds.
We welcome Jeff Hahn, who is our newest subscriber. Got a bunch of planes
angling to take off.
Jahangir Dastyar is our newest subscriber.
Nope.
And we're glad you're here with us. So it looks like American Eagle Flight 3103 off to Waco, Texas. A CRJ 700 ER is
18 left, line up and wait, American
now rolling.
25.
Waco's about a 30-minute flight from here. 30 minutes south of here. I'm guessing it's around a 90-minute drive, I guess, depending on how fast you drive. Mrs. Runway DFW and I spent a lot of time outside of Waco during the Branch Davidian encounter. We were both working at WFAA TV then, and we had a whole encampment there just outside of the Branch Davidian compound. It was an interesting time. I had to sleep in the back of my station wagon for a couple of days until we got all set up, but we wound up with microwave relays and camera towers and RVs and all sorts of stuff to cover that. American Flight 2564, it's going to Albuquerque, New Mexico, a 737-800, and there it is, roaring off. There's that Qatar 777.
American 2564.
There you see the big jet with the Oryx on its tail.
28 left, clear for takeoff, RNRP, Park, Skywest 8171. 28 left, minus going up, 3412.
Keith says, Runway DFW, I'm new to your channel. A few days. Not sure if you do many After Dark live streams, but I hope you'll keep doing them. Well, we did have kind of a... Oops. That was me bumping into the tripod again. Sorry. We did have kind of a... we had started the After Darks, and then it just got so hot that I had to start doing... broadcasting in the morning when it was at the coolest part of the day. So we'll continue to do that. This is going to be one of the hottest days that we've had here, and when we started out it was in the triple digits in Fahrenheit. So We'll be back at night, especially as it starts to get a little cooler. And as you see there, we have a $20 Canadian super chat from John Muscatel, who says, "Good job, Walt. Back-to-back shows, DFW tonight and airline videos tomorrow. Love you guys." Yeah, so we do have, conveniently enough, our stream will leave you with a connection to the big Saturday show that Airline Videos Live is doing tomorrow. And you say Saturday show, you mean Sunday show. Well, Kevin, the proprietor of Airline Videos Live, decided to move his Sunday show to Saturday tomorrow because of the oncoming storm, the tropical storm Hillary, which might have made things a little too wet and windy on Sunday. So you can look forward to Kevin tomorrow morning. Well, it depends on where you are, but at least I think he's starting in the morning. But at any rate, our stream will link to that.
Turn right heading 190, runway 18 left, clear for takeoff. Yeah, it's 3144.
Kevin is a good friend of this channel, and we like to reciprocate whenever we can. And the reason you're able to see these pictures right now is because, well, one reason is because Kevin has favored us with keeping watch over his Jackery batteries. So he lets us use those in his absence. What was that landing? That was coming in from El Paso, flight 1681 American Airlines, a 737-800. Now, as we mentioned earlier, the flight to Doha is among the 10 longest flights from DFW Airport. There's another Middle Eastern flight that Emirates does to Dubai, and that's also on the list of top 10 longest flights from DFW. But you were here. If you've been with us all night, you saw the two longest flights. Both Qantas, one to Melbourne and one to Sydney. Joyrenzia Cheatham is our newest subscriber. Joyrenzia, that's a very interesting name. We're glad you are among our subscribers now. Luis Amaya Hernandez says, "I'm going to be flying to Dallas tomorrow." Well, I hope you have a safe trip. 2 Tons of Love says, "The Qatari crews must feel at home with these temperatures when they're visiting." I'll bet they do.
RF to Lauren, runway 18 left, clear for takeoff, envoy 34, CD6.
Now, is this
runway 18 left, American 2347.
Is this getting dispatched over to the east side? I do believe it is. So what's going to happen is it's going to go across the bridge and line up for takeoff on runway 18 or 17 center, which is not the norm, but 18 right, which is normally where they take off, is being redone. So 17 right, not available. 17 center is where the takeoffs are happening over there on the east side. In the foreground, I do believe that's American Flight 2347.
Monitor 0.85.
It is a 737-800. It's going to Colorado Springs. There with the Dallas skyline in the background.
Departure C, envoy 3466.
I think I can turn up that mic now. Still quite a few cars parked out here at Founders Plaza. Even though we are on the march towards the midnight hour. There's people hanging around, and cars parked here. Temperature is moderating just a bit.
28 left, American 1024.
I sail. Welcome to the list of Runway DFW subscribers. Thank you. And there's an info tidbit and a super chat from Emre Yurtis. I'll get to that in a minute. I know you all saw it, but I could only kind of glance at it.
Hard at the Lord, 18 left, flip, take off, 1024. Trying to please. 18 left, United 2005.
So Emre says, at one point, the DFW to Sydney flight was the longest commercial flight in general until being displaced by a flight from New York to Singapore. So thank you for that aviation info bit, Emre. Appreciate it. Secretariat Girl says, 2 engines to Doha. Eek. Well, if you want to go to Doha from here, that's how you got to do it. The only place you're going to get 4 engines on a passenger plane here is if you're on a cargo. Well, no, if you're on the A380 to London. The only quad jet passenger aircraft we see here currently. And there is a United baby bus. Where might it be going? I'll let you know in a minute. I suspect. Let's see, Denver. Denver's always a good.
18 left, clear take off, rest your flight 999.
Nope, San Francisco. Sorry to have misled. Looks like the 777 in Doha still has not taken off. It's still taxiing over there on the east side. We have another 777 pushing back from Terminal D, American Flight 78 to London Heathrow. That is also likely to go out over to the east side for takeoff.
Go to departure, good night, United 2005.
So here we are. You can see the parking is kind of thinned out a little bit. There's some space between our Super SAMU unit and other vehicles. Maybe they don't want to get too close.
Frontier Triple
Here comes a plane. The plane, boss.
Ready to go, American 2409. Okay, for takeoff 18 left, aren't at the B park, American 2409.
That, ladies and gents, was American Flight 1618, a 737-800 arriving from Denver. Oh, you know, I'm glad we've hung around, because remember that Asiana cargo 747 we saw coming in a little bit earlier this evening? Well, it has unloaded cargo, loaded up some more cargo, and it is, if Flight Radar 24 is to be believed, it is now on the move. So while we may well have seen the last of UPS activity over yonder, I think we will be lucky enough to see another Queen of the Sky. Well, we'll see the same Queen of the Sky we saw before, but we'll get to see it shuffle off to Seattle. So, and what you're looking at there is the general direction from which that big jet will come at us. So hang on, 747 fans. Going Slightly Mad says, good night, everyone. See you tomorrow on AVL. Won't be there in person until Cranky Dork Fest. We'll be looking for you, Going Slightly Mad.
Have a good night.
Thank you so much for being a member of Runway DFW.
18 left, clear for takeoff. RNFB Park, American 456.
2 Tons of Love says, nearing midnight, assume ATC is balancing departures and arrivals across the airport for noise abatement. And yes, and I did see a message that the airport put out to neighbors of the airport to say that they might be getting more noise than they would ordinarily get because the fact that they've had to move, that they've got one fewer runway over on the east side of the airport, and so that means that they've got to that the planes may go over some areas when they take off that they normally would be a little further away from. So we're waiting for this 747 to make an appearance. O'Malley wants to know, did the sprinklers go yet? No, I haven't seen them yet. Don't say anything, but I haven't seen any. As I said before, you know, in addition to being very hot, it's also been very dry. And a lot of places have water restrictions. Like in my neighborhood, we're only allowed to water the lawns once a week. So maybe maybe they have something similar here, and Wednesday was the day they could water. I don't know. But of course, you do have to understand that, you know, because it's so dry, it's in the airport's interest, I would think, to make sure that everything is at least kind of moist.
Departure, American 456, Asiana.
Make everything kind of moist to make sure that, or to kind of cut down on the possibility of wildfires. So I think I mentioned this a couple of hours ago when I was walking over to the Runway DFW barn to get the Runway DFW pickup truck. As I was walking over the grass seemed very crunchy. You know, I wasn't used to that sound underfoot. So yes, it is dry here.
Tower certainly will have to take speed with 4600 on the visual line rack.
It's American Flight 2399 off to Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Clear for takeoff 18 left.
On an Airbus A321.
Good night, American 6.
There's us again. Looking to see if we can pick up the movement of American Flight 78, which is going to London Heathrow. I can't see it with my eyeballs, so I've got to kind of scan the runway with the camera to see if I can see it. I haven't been able to see it. It's out there somewhere. Maybe we'll eyeball it as we track this plane. Flight 317 it is. That may be it there.
All right, clear for takeoff. 18 left. RNAV depart. American depart. American 2528. Switch and U2.
Welcome to Al Munker, our newest subscriber. This is American Flight 210. It's going to Boston. It's an Airbus A321. Headed to Beantown, is it?
Departure, American 2528, thank you.
2 Tons of Love says North Texans need to get new shirts that say, I survived the summer of 1980, 2011, and 2023. Well, we haven't finished surviving this one yet, so may have to wait a month or two. Ron Sees America says, hi, Walt. Good evening, and everyone. Hello, Ron Sees America. Check out his channel. He travels around America and shares his travels. Bronze Wonka says, I watch these streams and I love seeing the aircraft. I want to be a pilot when I'm older and I love these streams. always gives me the sense of a busy airport. Well, most of the time it's busy. Sometimes we have those lulls. But thanks to you guys chatting things up here, I think we managed to maintain. Secretariat girl says, how long a flight is it to London? I believe it's about 6 hours, 6.5 hours, something like that. Of course, it depends on whether you're going east or west. To London, I believe it's a little longer because of the jet stream headwinds, I believe. We've got a Spirit Airlines plane coming in. You can see it there on that camera.
That's 633 visual, runway 18 right. Red line 18 right, American 633.
Coming in from Baston on that A320 Neo. I think if we look over here now.
American 2568, A firm.
Looky here. Looky what we got there.
This is Runway DFW.
It's fun!
And it's a 747.
RNAV Lauren, 18 left, clear for takeoff, American 2568.
Now, of course, it's a cargo 747. It's not a passenger 747. We don't see those here, unfortunately. But, once again, this is Asiana Cargo Flight 242. It is destination Seattle. Coming at you on Runway DFW.
American 78, heavy affirmative. Okay, the left turn to 160, 18 right, cleared for takeoff, American 78 heavy. I'm sorry, 18 left, American 78 heavy.
I'm going to swing around now to watch the triple going out to London. It's American Flight 78.
American 2568, switch and see up.
I believe we're going to get a 747 Eclipse here.
Yeah, can we roll down? 18 right.
Off to London that one goes, and this big Asiana bird is chugging its way over to 18 left to take off for Seattle.
Dogleg from the northeast 18 right. Okay, 10A2, we're parking east side.
What's up with that Asiana Korean Air merger? I haven't seen anything about that in recent weeks.
18 left on whiskey left. Sorry, short of box the ramp.
The two Korean airlines agreed to merge. They have been going through all the regulatory necessities.
Right, Maritime 2, parking on the east side.
And the last I heard, the U.S. was going to protest that combination, saying it would create a monopoly in some markets, at least as far as passenger flights go. So we'll see what happens.
Be parked my left foot, take off American 344.
Frontier flight arriving from Seattle, I believe that was. Was it? No, from Phoenix. But we're all about the 4-engine aircraft here at Runway DFW. As I always say, even though the A380, another 4-engine aircraft, is a very interesting plane to watch come and go, if I had to pick one, I think this would be it. Of course, I'd really like to see the 747 Intercontinental, the passenger version, which we did see here once a while. It was in the spring. It was a diversion from Houston. Look at that temperature dropping all the way to 94 degrees Fahrenheit. real red glow from that starboard engine. Ron Sees America says, heading outside with my binoculars to watch this queen go directly overhead. Scott Parker says, hi everyone, just got off from work.
Echo Alpha, hold short 111, American Sydney.
And Selena Culpepper says, I have been on roller coasters. Bronze Wonka says, how often do you do these streams? I've only seen 2 so far. Well, we were here on last Saturday morning. We were here on Wednesday night for an after dark broadcast, and we were here, and we're here tonight. 3 streams a week is generally about the most we can do, given the other responsibilities that I have as an employee, a full-time employee of a small town television station, and as a husband who has home responsibilities, and as a grandfather who likes to spend time with his 7-year-old grandson. So 3 times a week is, I think we once we took some time off. I think the last time we did a lot of broadcasts in a row was when Kevin and Rudy were here in the spring. Took a couple of days off, and I did 3 days in a row. 2 of them were pre-shows for their live broadcast on Airline Videos Live from here.
Yeah, ready.
This is American Flight 785 to Tucson, Arizona. It's an Airbus A321. And I don't know, this may be our... I'm not seeing anything else on the way in, so I think this may be our last flight of the night before we say adios. All right, off it goes into the wild blue yonder, and that's about what we're going to do here. Let us...
RNAV 18 left, clear for takeoff, Roger flight 2703.
Thank Zero Below for being a new subscriber.
American 785, good day.
Let's play this music. Kind of nighttime music. We are playing this music so that we can thank our sponsors. First of all, I want to thank James Webb for being the channel sponsor of Runway DFW, supplying us with gear and with financial support. Thank you so much, James. Also to Kevin at Airline Videos Live. We use the batteries he's going to use next time he's here, so thank you for letting us use those in your absence, Kevin. Appreciate it. And a good stream tomorrow. Also, lots of love going out to the Runway DFW Moderation Federation, who is always standing by to make sure that your experience on Runway DFW is a great one. Thank you so much to the Runway DFW Moderation Federation. And now let's take a look at our members. start that over again. Because I messed that up. There you go. Okay, that's going to do it for us. Thank you so much for watching. Click that bell, you know, that bell thing that lets you know when we're going to do a broadcast again. We'll be back soon. Hope to see you then. Thanks so much for spending some of your Friday night or Saturday morning with us, and we'll see you again on Runway DFW. Walt here saying happy contrails to you until we meet again. Bye.
For overseas acts and promotional consideration furnished by Pan American World Airways, the world's most experienced airline. Pan Am makes the going great. This is Dick Tufeld speaking.